Leave our girls alone. The village with one rule. When David arrived in Umuzike village for his NYSC, he smiled. The air was fresh, the people were friendly, and everything felt like home. Children waved as he passed. Old women called him my son and gave him fresh fruits. The chief even gave him a seat during his first village meeting. Umuzike was full of love. The youth corps members posted there were few, only 7 of them. They were given clean rooms in a house built specially for corpers by the village. Every evening, villagers brought food, pounded yam, palm wine, bushmeat. It was like paradise. But there was one rule. Corpers, leave our girls alone! Chief Okeke said it clearly during the first meeting with all the corps members. He raised his hand, smiled, and spoke gently, but with meaning. You are our children now. We love you, we feed you, we respect you, but don't go near our girls. They are our pride. If you touch one, the land will judge you. The other corpers nodded quickly. David too, at least for that moment. The rule wasn't written anywhere, but everyone knew it. The village had one fear: outsiders coming to sweet-talk their daughters, then disappearing after service year. The villagers weren't angry people. They were warm. They danced with the corpers during festivals. They protected them like family. They even called them sons and daughters. But about their girls, they were serious. David crosses the line. David was a good corper. He taught English in the community secondary school. Students liked him. Teachers respected him. Even the headmaster always said, David is not just a corper, he's our son. But something changed. It started the day he met Adaora. She was 17, final year in secondary school. Smart, quiet, respectful, and very beautiful. She always sat in the front row. She answered questions with confidence. And her eyes, they always found David. At first, David ignored it. He remembered the chief's words. Leave our girls alone. But day by day, he started staying longer in school after class. Sometimes he walked Adora home just to check if she was safe. Then they started meeting in the evenings near the mango tree behind the school fence. It didn't look serious at first, until one night, an old woman saw them laughing together. She didn't say a word. She only shook her head and walked away. The next morning, rumors started moving like wildfire. Corper David is following Adaora. He even entered her compound last night. Didn't they warn him? The village was calm but cold. The women stopped bringing him food. The old men stopped greeting him. The children didn't wave anymore. Even the other corpers warned him. David, this is getting bad, oh. Better stop before it's too late. But David didn't listen. He said, it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. We just talk. He thought the villagers were just overreacting. Then one evening, as he walked Adaora home again, something happened. 5 young men stood on the road. They wore red wrappers and carried long canes. Their faces were serious. One of them spoke. So you didn't hear when they said, leave our girls alone? David tried to explain, but they didn't let him talk. Before he could move, the canes landed on his back. Whop! 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 He shouted, he begged, but they beat him and dragged him to the village square. The chief came. So did the elders. The villagers surrounded them. The judgment. David sat on the ground in the village square. His shirt was torn. His back hurt badly. Adeora stood at a corner, crying. The whole village was there, old, young, children, even the other corps members. The chief came out slowly, holding his staff of office. The elders sat behind him on wooden stools. Chief Okeke raised his hand. "Peace," he said. "This is our home. We don't fight with anger, but we also don't play with our rules." He looked at David. "My son, we warned you. We fed you. We called you family. Why did you touch our pride?" David looked down. He wanted to talk, but tears came first. I didn't mean to offend you," he said quietly. "I just liked her. She liked me too." One elder stood up. "Like is not marriage. After NYSC, will you stay in this village? Or will you disappear and leave shame behind?" The villagers clapped and nodded. David kept quiet. The chief sighed. "We don't hate you. We only protect our daughters. We have suffered in the past corpers who used sweet words, then left our girls with babies and broken hearts." He turned to the youth group that beat David. "You have done your part. No more beating." Then he turned back to David. "You will leave the school. You will no longer teach here. You will stay in the corpus house until your service is over. And if you ever go near Adaora again, we will send you out of Umuezike." David nodded. He was ashamed, but he understood. Then something surprising happened. The chief looked at the women and said, "Tomorrow, take him food again. He has been punished. Let love return." The women nodded. An old woman stepped forward with water and helped clean his wounds. Another gave him a wrapper to cover his back. The crowd slowly dispersed. Even after judgment, the village still showed him love. That was Umuezikia people with strong rules, but even stronger hearts. A lesson from the land. David stayed inside for 3 days. He didn't go to school. He didn't walk around. He just lay on his mat, staring at the zinc roof above him. The cane marks still hurt, but not as much as the shame in his heart. Each day, the village women brought food again. They didn't talk much, just gentle greetings and bowls of hot soup. The other corpers stayed quiet too. They felt bad for him, but they knew he had crossed the line. On the 4th evening, Papa Ikena, an old man who farmed near the river, came to visit. He sat beside David and gave him palm wine. "My son," the old man said, "when you plant corn near the road, goats will eat it. You planted your feelings in a land where goats don't pass." David smiled faintly. "I didn't know it would turn out like this," he said. Papa Ikena looked at him. "You did, but you didn't respect it. You thought this village was backward. You thought love is just about what the heart wants. But here, love is about respect, about patience, about community." David nodded slowly. "I've learnt, sir." "Good, because you are still our son. But a son must respect the rules of his father's house." That evening, David came outside for the first time. The children ran away at first, but soon came back. They played ball near the compound. Some even smiled at him. The next day, he went to greet the chief. He knelt down and apologized again. Chief Okeke looked at him, then smiled a little. Now you understand. We don't hate love, but we protect our daughters. If one day you truly want Adora, come as a man with your people, not as a corper with sweet words. David promised, I will not go near her again. The chief nodded. Good, now go and serve your country well. When a son learns. After the meeting with Chief Okeke, things slowly returned to normal for David. He was given a new duty helping the health officer organize village health talks. No more teaching at the school, but David didn't complain. He worked hard. He greeted everyone with respect. And most importantly, he stayed far from Adaora. The other Corps members noticed the change in him. Guy, you really calm now, one of them joked. I've learned the hard way, David said with a small smile. The villagers also noticed. The market women started calling him my son again. The hunters gave him roasted bushmeat during evening meetings. Even the children began to run after him again, shouting, Corper David! Corper David! One afternoon, Mama Neka, Adaora's mother, called him to her stall. David's heart raced. He thought she wanted to warn him. But she smiled. You are wiser now, she said. Thank you for stepping back. You respected our home. David bowed slightly. I didn't mean to bring shame. She gave him a small bowl of okra soup and pounded yam. Eat and go in peace, my son. Weeks passed. Then it was time to leave. The whole village gathered under the big Iroko tree for the Corpers' send-forth. There was music, dancing, and laughter. Gifts were shared wrappers, yams, even a live chicken. When it was David's turn to speak, he stood up slowly. I came here like a stranger. You took care of me like a son. I made a mistake, and you corrected me. Thank you for loving me enough to teach me right from wrong. The crowd clapped. Even Adaora stood among her schoolmates and smiled just a smile. No words, no waving, just peace. Chief Okeke walked up and placed a hand on David's shoulder. Wherever you go, remember Umwizike and tell others, our love is strong, but our rules are stronger. As the bus moved out of the village the next morning, David looked back one last time. The children ran after the bus, waving. The women lifted their hands in prayer. The chief raised his staff. And in David's heart, he carried the lesson forever. Leave our girls alone, or the land will teach you.
I came with dreams, with hope in my hand, to a village kind, to a quiet land. They welcomed me like I was their own, fed me with love, gave me a home. But I crossed a line I didn't see, touched what the land said must not be. The smiles turned cold, the drums went still, and I felt the weight of the village will. The land will teach you if you don't hear. With every scar it makes things clear. Not out of hate, not out of pride, but out of love to guard what's right. The land will teach you if you don't know that some rivers you don't just row, but when you learn they'll stand with you like a mother's arm, strong and true. The children passed, they didn't wave. The women stopped the food they gave, and silence taught what words could not. In quiet shame, my heart was caught, but healing came in bits and days. With palm wine talks and softened ways, a smile returned, a name restored, respect rebuilt, and peace outpoured. The land will teach you if you don't hear. With every scar it makes things clear. Not out of hate, not out of pride, but out of love to guard what's right. The land will teach you if you don't know that some rivers you don't just row, but when you learn, they'll stand with you like a mother's arm, strong and true. Tears, a chief's wise hand, the voice of elders, firm and grand. From pain I found a better way. I walk with care, I kneel and pray. Final land will teach you if you don't hear. With every scar it makes things clear. Now I am grateful, now I see. They corrected me to set me free. The land has taught me, now I know there are some lights you don't just roll. And when you listen, love shines through from the land that once corrected you.